Welcome to Kannapolis Middle School.
I'm your language arts teacher, Mrs. Fitzpatrick. I'm talking to you today to let you know a little bit about what to expect this year in my class.
I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about what you will be learning this year. Language arts content is basically made up of 4 components: reading, writing, grammar, and vocabulary. For reading, we will be reading a novel, many short stories, picture books, and poems together as a class. You will read other books either in book clubs or as your independent book. We will go to the library at the start of the school year, and from that point forward, I expect you to always have a book that you're reading independently. Writing. We will write on as close to a daily basis as possible. You will have opportunities for free writing, and you will work on writing different genres that we study together in class. You will publish your writing through your individual blog on a monthly basis. Grammar. As a class, we will study the parts of speech and sentence types. Most of your grammar instruction, however, will be done based on what you need to know as we look at your writing through your personal writing conferences. And vocabulary. Developing new vocabulary is key to understanding what you read, as well as making yourself understood in your writing. Therefore, we will study vocabulary all year long. You will have a list of words to focus on each week. The lists will be from our class readings or words that you can use in your writing. The most important thing that you'll need for this class is your daybook. You'll need it almost every single class day we'll be writing in here. We'll be starting very soon, so please get this as soon as you can. We'll be setting it up shortly. Now let's talk about the fun stuff, homework and grades. You will have homework almost every night, Monday through Thursday. I don't really like to give homework on Fridays, but know that you should be spending some of your time over your weekend reading your independent book. Homework will mostly consist of vocabulary practice activities. You can find each week's vocab list on my classroom website, as well as links to vocabulary resources and online flashcards that I've created for you to help you study. For homework, you also will have to work on anything that you cannot finish during class time at home. This will mainly mean your personal writing pieces as it gets close to time for publishing your work, and also any big class projects that we have that we don't have time to finish up in class. Again, I will always expect you to be reading a book on your own, and you will report back to me on your individual reading through our online classroom, FitzFace. You will write a short 50 to 100 word response based on what you've read that week, reporting what page you're on as well. This will serve as a reading log of what you've read over the school year. As far as grades go, language arts is a lot of work. However, as long as you keep up with the workload, you will have good grades in this class. If you turn in nothing to me, though, I'm forced to give you a 0, and that's going to reflect in your overall grade. Some important things to consider with grades are as follows. Homework each week will get combined into one homework grade for that week. So usually you'll turn in 3 assignments, but I'll combine the 3 assignments into one grade worth 100 points. You will have weekly quizzes at the beginning of the year, and then later on in the year that will switch to a quiz every 2 weeks. You will have the weekly reading response as a grade every week. As I've told you before, we're going to be publishing our writing on a blog once a month, so that will be, I'll be grading just that you did publish your writing. We will do various things in class, either individually or as partners that I'll collect and take a grade for. And then any projects that you work on based on your independent reading book, partner projects, and things like that. Okay, now that we've talked about all that fun stuff, I have one last thing I'd like to talk to you about, and that's school supplies. For my class, you'll need a few basic supplies.
First of all, you need something to write with every single day. I don't care if you write with a pen, a pencil, whatever. Just please don't come in here not having something to write with. The second thing that you'll need, you've already heard about, and that is the day book. Make sure that you have a composition notebook to use as your day book. We're going to start these probably the first or second day of school, so make sure that you have them. The third thing that's a must-have for this class is either a glue stick or a roll of tape, because we're going to be putting lots of things into our day book, and you'll need a way to secure them in there. Then some other supplies that are maybe a nice to have if you have that extra money. I'm going to ask you to get these few things. I have some of these to provide, so if you can't get these, it's not that much of a problem. The first thing that's a good to have is some note cards, because for vocabulary homework, you'll be making flashcards quite often. So if you like a certain color, or you really like to mix it up and have a different color every week, then you'll want to get your own note cards for flashcards. You may also want to have colored pencils. I think that you already need these for social studies, so just make sure that you have them, definitely, because we will use colored pencils often in language arts as well. You might also want to have some highlighters, because as we're reading, sometimes we'll highlight things, and you might want to highlight different things in your day book as well. So highlighters are also good to have. And the final nice to have item is sticky notes. I use sticky notes all the time. I do have some of these, but last year, at the end of the year, we were running very short on sticky notes. So if you if you have a favorite color, you always want to use a certain color of sticky notes, be sure to bring your own. You'll use these when you're reading a novel to make notes in there. Also, you might want them to mark spots in your day book again. So good to have if you can afford. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I look forward to having you as a learner in my class this year.